Okay. So I have sounds now, at least in my ear. It looks like I have them on the, yeah, I got them on the Twitch as well. Excellent. Alright, so Morty went with Dravidians. Okay, that's an unusual pick. Tuvieja, or Antonio, he went with Hindustanis again. So went with the comfort pick. Morty's trying something new. I'm not sure I've seen him play Dravidians before. So if he has, it's been a while. So we'll take a look at the map here. Hideout has a lot of trees in the middle. You have your own base on either side of the trees, surrounded by palisade walls. So it offers you some protection. It lures you into thinking you can fast castle on this map, and you certainly can, but feudal age army can break through palisade walls fairly easy. So if someone did go for feudal age pressure, that could actually get in and do some damage, especially for someone who has no army in return, thinking they're going to fast castle. I know that's always my conundrum on this map. Do I go feudal pressure or do I go fast castle? Alright, so that was a good one last game. We'll see what this one brings. Morty going with the 3 on wood, getting the boar. Antonio's got the 4 on wood. There are deer on the inside, right next to the berries for Morty. That's convenient. Same thing for Antonio. He's got 4 deer right next to the berries as well. So, and now he's going for the boar. That's actually pretty well set up to just go fast castle. That's what I would do on this map. We'll see what they end up going. Nice job by Antonio, noticing he was going to get housed, so he managed to get the house up before that happened. And Morty plops the mill there. I wonder if he noticed the deer yet. Looks like he's going to just go and scouting to see where the enemy is. Where is Antonio's scout? Oh, okay. It's up here. Alright, so he hasn't scouted as much yet, but I guess it is fairly obvious in a 1v1 who your enemy is. Morty did notice the deer, so he's going right for the deer. I think that's a good play because the deer have more food on them and you gather it more quickly. So might as well take advantage of that. Antonio's not taking the deer yet. Maybe he will in a minute. Looks like he's got the 2 boars under the town center at the moment. But these deer are very well positioned for taking advantage of that. Morty going for the second boar. Pretty good timing there. Just finished the first one. Okay, so Antonio is going after the deer. Good, good. And their scouts are just sort of scouting them out, probably on auto scout here. At least for Morty, and if not for Antonio as well. I think Antonio might actually be deliberately scouting. Antonio's got more food at the moment, probably because he's already taken his boars. Actually, Morty just went over, has more now. Still waiting for that click up to feudal. Morty has the res to do it now if he wanted to, but he is at 23 villagers. Probably wants another couple of 22 villagers. He probably wants another couple vills before he goes up. Antonio's getting close to being able to click up. Let's see what he's going to do here. Okay, going for gold. Morty has clicked to the feudal age at 25 pop. He's also housed. So, hopefully he notices that before he gets to castle age, because that would be awkward if he spends the entirety of this 2 minutes housed and just doesn't notice. Trust me, I've been there. Antonio not in danger of getting housed yet. He's got 30 population space. And he has clicked to feudal as well. Antonio went up with one later on the villager count, so he's got one more villager than Morty does. So he'll be in feudal age like more than 30 seconds later than Morty, more like 45 seconds. But we'll see what that does for the castle age timings. So I do believe both of these are going to try to go fast castle. And Antonio's going ahead and thinking about houses, which is something Morty should be thinking about. But I don't think he is. He's still, oh, no, he did make one house. Okay, good. He did notice. Alright, so Morty's in feudal. There's the blacksmith market. So he's definitely going fast castle. We're going to attempt it here. Antonio's got one more deer to take. Let's see if he also drops a market and blacksmith. He looks like he'll be pretty close to clicking up the castle as well once he gets those buildings down. And he's got the wood for the buildings too, so that's okay, sending some villagers over. Okay, there's the market blacksmith. Okay, so yes, they both are going fast castle. Morty has already clicked. So he's going to have about a 15-minute castle time. That's pretty good. Antonio will be a little bit later. Their scouts are mirroring each other here, but I don't think either player has noticed that. Morty certainly hasn't. He hasn't moved to attack, so just getting a good scouting, I guess. Waiting for the action in Castle Age. Morty has gone to stone, so thinking a castle. Gonna go for the Dravidian unique unit maybe, or just a defensive castle, or maybe he's gonna put some forward pressure. Antonio is also on his way to Castle Age, getting some eco upgrades. So it's going to be about a minute and a half slower for Antonio, but we'll see what they do with it when they get there. Morty being on stone certainly suggests a castle is incoming, but it doesn't look like he'll have enough to go immediately drop it. So we'll see. Usually expansion on this map takes place outside of the walls, although sometimes people will place the town centers inside. There's most of the extra resources on the map are on the outside. 2 golds out here, but no woods in between, so kind of awkward in my opinion. Morty is in Castle Age. Let's see what he does with it. Another house, okay, and a monastery. Okay, he's going to go for the relics. Oh, Antonio's going to take the first hit on the scout fight. So that'll certainly be advantage Antonio, despite the difference in ages here. Although, Morty's going to bring him inside. Oh, okay. Good job by Antonio to make sure to stay outside and not get lured to the TC. That's Morty's favorite move these days. So Scout's just chilling for a minute, recovering from the battle. Alright, so Morty's going to go ahead and go for the relics. Antonio's in Castle Age now. He's going to immediately place a town center on gold. Okay, Morty's placing a town center on the woods and the gold here. That's a pretty good TC spot. So they both have opted for the safer town center spots. Um, like I said, you kind of have to expand out eventually because you don't have all that much room in here. But there's not amazing places to put TCs. This is probably the best one if you ask me. But nobody asked me. Antonio's actually going for a third town center on the inside, so he's going to try to get a good boom, and so does Morty. Okay, so this is a boomy game. Antonio's getting the wood and farm upgrades, so he's going to have a rock and eco here shortly. So the villager count is 32 to 27 in favor of Morty at the moment. Although Antonio does have more farms, so we'll see how that plays out. Morty does have more food in the bank. And he just grabbed more villagers. Okay, so he's going to build a castle here in between the stones. I think that really just protects this entry point towards an attack from Antonio. And Antonio will not see that just yet. But he'll probably find it later. Morty's just now getting loom. So these villagers came out here without it, but they're not under any threat, so they'll be alright. He is going to walk by this scout to try to get that relic, so we'll see how that goes for him, but actually let's see what if Antonio sees it. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Just gonna sneak right by. Grab that relic. Don't mind me, sir. Don't mind me. You saw nothing? Okay. Morty actually saw the scout. And he's gonna try to bring it back to the castle. Oh, okay. Antonio's on stand ground now. He's gonna find the castle. Alright, okay, so found the castle, didn't take any damage, but the monk did get away with the relic, so good play on Morty's part there. Villager count is 51 to 43. Barracks from Antonio. Antonio's going for some relics as well, so it's not going to be a total domination on the relic front here this game. Morty's bringing in his second, will probably pretty easily get the third there. Antonio will, he's got one in his hands right now, just has to bring it back to the monastery, and he should have fairly good chance to grab that one. He's going to go out and grab that gold out there. He's actually got a lot of gold right now, so probably needs to rebalance that eco a little bit. Morty's only got 2 on gold still. He's got 7 on stone, so is he planning to go with more castles? Castles? Pikes? I'm assuming so. I'll see where Morty's monks went. Okay, Morty's monks stopped for a minute, so he's not after that relic just yet. He doesn't see that relic. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's just one tile outside of his vision. So he's probably not going to get that relic. Antonio has a chance to get it if he sees it, which he does not. So that one will probably go unclaimed, but maybe it'll be 2 to 2 on the relics possibly. Okay, so Antonio's actually going long swords. I'm sorry, Morty's going to go long swords and pikemen. So he's going to go full infantry here, and he's going to make siege workshops, so he's starting to plan his push. Antonio's making some stone walls outside. It's going to at least give him some extra time to react to whatever Morty brings this way. Morty getting wheelbarrow. And actually, Antonio has climbed ahead in the villager count, 68 to 65. So that's interesting. They both had 3 TCs, but Antonio has made more use out of them. Looks like Morty's been building castles and production buildings. So we'll see what comes of that. He's actually getting medical cores, which, I'll be honest, I don't really know what that means. Not that familiar with Dravidians. So now he's gonna start making a ton of long swords. Antonio's villager count is still climbing. Morty's has stalled. I don't think he's made villagers in a little while. Focusing those resources on the army. Antonio's got enough to click Imperial Age if he had the buildings for it. And actually he's going to build that university probably for that reason. And now he's going to make some stables. Okay, so he's going to go camels and Imperial Age. While Morty is thinking about longswords. And rams, maybe? Rams and longswords? Antonio has clicked to Imperial Age. So, good call there. Although, he doesn't know what Morty's doing. So, the last he saw, Morty just had this castle here. So, he doesn't know about all the buildings beside it. So, he's thinking, okay, well, I'll just go camels, most likely. So, he doesn't realize that infantry is the play from Morty. Here come the elephant rams, the armored elephants. I call them elephant rams. Meanwhile, this side's still open. Nobody's choosing to use it. It's kind of how it goes. Antonio's even getting handcart. He's got a great eco this game. Oh, Morty just remembered to make more villagers. So his villager count is climbing. Antonio still producing at 83. He's starting to make camels. Morty is getting infantry upgrades at the blacksmith. Morty might be a little surprised by the Imperial Age when it comes through here in about 1 minute, because he's nowhere close to Imperial Age. He is starting to make a few pikes, so that's going to be necessary against these camels. Let's see if Antonio can get this castle up before the rams and pikes come in. Looks like he should be able to. Stone walls are very good at keeping enemy out, and Morty does not know that the stone walls are there. He's just about to figure it out. And he's getting attacked by a wolf. So now he's realizing, wow, okay, he's stonewalled everything. He could have seen those camels. Could have seen those camels. Not sure if he did or not, but could have. Now he sees Antonio as an imp. He's getting heavy camel rider, bloodlines, husbandry, all the cavalry upgrades he can think of. Morty is actually getting scale barding armor. I wonder if that affects the rams here. Well, we're about to find out. So unfortunately, he's not attacking anything yet, so he's just kind of waiting out here to mass some units. Antonio will see that scout. Nothing else. Looks like that armor upgrade did affect the elephant. Okay, so Antonio still does not see the army just outside the walls there. Okay, these villagers were... I think they didn't realize they were at the edge of the map there. Honestly, I think hand cannons would probably wreck all of this. But I think Antonio is going for rams. Camels. Okay, he's getting Imperial Camel, or Heavy Camel Rider, okay. Imperial Camel will be the next one, but the rams are coming in. And Morty's going to try to run back. Antonio's going to try to save his army here. Fight under the castle, good play. Morty's got a monk in the mix, trying to get a conversion. That's a lot of pikes. Antonio needs to pull back to the castle. There he goes. Pulling back to the castle. Oh no. We'll see how this goes, but I think actually the pikes are dying, which means the rams are exposed. Antonio could take this fight and probably win it, I think. Yeah, these camels will rock these elephant rams. They're a form of cavalry, so the camels get a good... wow, okay, Antonio takes that fight and wins it. He's going to see more pikes streaming in. So, good play, or good job on Antonio's part there. It was a nice idea from Morty, who is still not in Imperial Age and not on his way up. He's getting infantry armor, or I'm sorry, infantry attack upgrades here. Gonna fight under the castle again. It's a great play by Antonio to make sure this fight always happens under the castle. He doesn't have ballistics yet, which would help in that fight, but he's just absolutely wrecking all of this. He's got too many camels for Morty to deal with here. I'd be tempted to heal some of those up and then just go right out again and keep this fight going. He's got the Imperial Age edge. He's got the Villager edge. He could get Imperial camels as well. He's got a lot of wood right now, kind of short on food. I think he took some of the food villagers to make that castle, maybe. Oh, okay, he's going to try to make a forward castle. He's going to want to bring the army out with that. We'll see how this goes. The infantry are going to spot the villagers. Morty probably doesn't notice it yet. Yep, he doesn't notice it yet. There is a castle going up here by Morty, and one going up here by Antonio. Antonio's not going to want to take that fight. Especially not with all his units, and with them, none of them really engaging. Yes, yes, good. Run away. Fight another day. He'll be able to he saw that castle, so he'll be able to treb that down immediately. There's the treb. So good play here by Antonio. He's actually got 2 castles in his sights here. He might even be able to shoot that castle over the trees. He still needs to answer to the pikes, which, okay, he's going skirms. He does have ballistics now, which is going to help with the castle fire and with the skirms. Morty's pikes are moving forward. He's going to try to take out that treb. Little does he know there are more behind it. He will get that treb, most likely. I thought there was another trebuchet rolling forward. Did I not see it? Okay, so the skirms are getting some action in on the pikes, but the camels are also taking a lot of hits from the pikes. So we're losing a lot of the camels here, but Antonio did win that fight. More trebuchets are being made. Morty is just now clicking Imperial Age. He's getting handcart as well. So he's still far away from being able to make his own trebuchets, and no one has thought to attack via this route. Antonio's got a bunch of villagers over here that could be put to use. Not sure where this treb is going. Maybe just waiting for the other one. Oh, that's the gather point from the castle, most likely. Okay, more archery ranges. He's definitely trying to find an answer to these pikes. Let's see what Morty's doing. Well, longswords will wreck skirms, but if they fight under a castle, longswords will die. One trebuchet about to get going on the castle again. There's another one up here that could go as well. And this might actually trigger these units to move forward. It will. So Morty probably did not intend to send these forward. But Antonio actually has a few golems in there as well. So this is going to be a fight Antonio wins. I don't think Morty intended to take it. That castle's going to go down. No repair villagers in sight. So Antonio should be able to take that out and then immediately take the next castle out. Morty just bought 500 wood. He's got another castle on this side, so at least thinking about the potential for an attack via that route. But he's losing this side. Antonio can actually range this castle from the other side of the trees. How convenient. It's going to be really hard for Morty to get anything there to stop that. He's even repairing that trebuchet. Morty is an imp, but I'm not sure what he's going to do. He's going to make a castle on the inside. Hope to maybe survive in this area. He's making more pikes. He's got 54 pikes in the queue. Okay, he just unqueued a bunch. And now he's going to grab the Halb upgrade. Okay. Halbs will die to skirms, but not necessarily that quickly. These villagers are going to be exposed as soon as this castle goes down. Now I think he's panic making some stables here. Maybe thinking, well, hussar or some sort of cavalry to kill the skirmishers. Definitely needs an answer to that. The longswords would kill the skirms, but they will die to the camels. So he's going to retreat back to inside the base. Hope to kill a bunch of these skirms with the castle. There's the pikes going to take a fight against the camels. It's going to be a good fight for him. Antonio is gradually moving forward. Going to move these trebs around. If you look at the score difference here, it's pretty dominant in favor of Antonio. It helps to have taken out 2 castles already. So now he's unfortunately fighting these pikes, or halbs now. The skirms are helping, but the camels still need to run around. Making some forward production buildings, another good play here, because you don't want to have to be running your army all the way from here the whole game. Want to be able to make some closer to the fight. Military and villager count. Well, actually, Morty has the villager lead now. He must have made a few more villagers here while Antonio stopped, but you do certainly have a big lead from Antonio here with the camels and the skirms. He's got a ranged unit and a melee unit. He's got a gold unit and a trash unit and a siege unit. So really good combo here. It's going to make it pretty difficult for Morty to come up with an answer here. And I think Antonio is just methodically moving forward, taking out the production buildings from Morty. Now he's going to have to make more barracks because his barracks is out here. We're dying. Wisely pulls those halbs back. The trebs are going to move forward to this castle any second now. Meanwhile, okay, so Morty's going to try to take some more stone out here. Sending some villagers around here. He's got enough for a castle. Is he thinking something unusual? Is he going to try to go for a forward castle? On Antonio's eco, it is wide open. He could get a lot of damage here, and Antonio may not even notice if he just plopped a castle right here. Doing all of that while getting pushed here is tough, but I think he's going to do it. That's got to be what these villagers are for. 7 villagers forward. He might have forgotten about him with this fight over here. I think he forgot about them. Antonio doesn't see them. Fight's going on out here. Elephants. Battle elephants. That's the answer to the skirms Morty was looking for. He's also got two-handed swordsmen in there. Unfortunately, the camels are going to do pretty good against them. Now Morty's base is open, so he can get raided here any minute. He is whittling away at this army, but Antonio still has enough mass here that I don't know how Morty's going to come back. But there's that forward castle. So Morty doesn't actually see all the farmland that he's about to range, but that's going to be nice once it goes up. It's going to at least get some counter damage in on Antonio. But he's still got to come up with an answer here. The Trebs are taking out all his production. The army count here from Antonio is going down. He's starting to make more. Ooh, he went to hand cannons. Hand cannons from Antonio. So that's going to wreck pikes. That's going to wreck two-handed swordsmen. The battle elephants are still going to get eaten up by the camels. Meanwhile, this has gone up. Morty doesn't realize that there are farms here, so he can't build that. But, you know, good on him for taking out these villagers and all this farm space from Antonio. Antonio is somewhat low on food at the moment, but he's got 41 on food. So a Treb fight here. He's trying to take out Antonio's Trebs with his own Trebs. Doesn't have a lot in defense, though. Now the hand cannons are just absolutely wrecking. Doesn't look good for Morty. This is the only bright spot. The villagers are actually coming home. And Antonio is deep inside of Morty's base. Okay, so he brought him around here to die to the castle. That's the attempt anyway. Unfortunately, just lost that Treb. But there's so much more behind this push from Antonio. I think the hand cannons are a great play here. He's got 28 hand cannons. And Morty's doesn't really have anything to combat that right now. And nothing really on the horizon either. He is making Yorumi swordsmen. Okay, and Antonio finally noticed this castle. And Morty did break a hole in the base, so he could send this straight into Antonio's eco. But Antonio could just make more eco up here. And not really be worried about it. He is down to 79 vills, so Morty has the villager lead right now, despite having lost more than half of his main base. These hand cannons are a problem. Antonio's coming in with some light cav on the castle. Okay, so he's going to pop out the Yorumi swordsman, try to get the light cav to fight under the castle here. Antonio, I must have told them to directly fight the castle because these are not turning around to defend themselves, so Morty's going to get a full clear up on that. Meanwhile, hand cannons are protecting the Trebs, which are moving forward methodically. The Yorumi swordsmen are coming into Antonio's base. He tries to get the quick wall up, fails. Morty's going to get some good wreckage here. 69 villagers down to 69 for Antonio, but he's got an unstoppable army here. Morty can't do anything about these hand cannons. So all Antonio has to do here is just sort of stop the bleeding, or just keep pushing. Yep, so a few light cav in the base. The panic town bell is rung. Morty's only got one town center, so it's not going to be able to replace villagers as easily as Antonio will. This is when the game gets really hard to keep up with. Both players have almost their entire economies in their town centers and not working right now because of raids. Antonio is making a push here. Morty has to defend this push. He's got archery ranges, so I think he's thinking skirms. Unfortunately, that's right next to these trebuchets, so those archery ranges may not last long. And he doesn't have anybody on food. This is not looking good for Morty. Good raid over here. It definitely decimated Antonio's eco a bit, but he's got more eco over here and a death ball over here that cannot be overtaken. Okay, so Morty's going to make a couple of town centers over on the side. Actually, 3 town centers over this side. He hasn't given up yet, guys. He's going to make Antonio fight, kill these castles, and then hope to grab some more eco. He's going to have to make some more archery ranges too, but he doesn't even have the wood for it. because of all these. Oh, Antonio's going to spot it because of this light calf. So Antonio's going to spot these new town centers over here because of that light calf. That might have been his starting scout. Alright, so Antonio's back with the villager lead. Morty's lost enough villagers to now be down again. This castle is still a menace, but it's not actively threatening anything. So these villagers could get back to work soon. Hand cannon die to the castle. These trebs gonna kill this castle. All those relics Morty went for are gone. Antonio only got the one. He might not have seen this one over here. Oh yeah, he didn't see those other two. But this castle is going to be gone soon. Morty's trying to send these villagers over here. It might be an accident. It might just be where the TC gather point was. And the TC went down. Making more farms, trying to reboom. But I think he knows he got some good damage in on Antonio over here. He did. I mean, Antonio was up 90 villagers or so, so he lost a third of his eco. And he still has, 10, 15 units that are not doing anything. But, okay. Yeah, Morty calls the GG. Good game. Nice comeback from Antonio there from the last game's loss. Military count here, 386 to 290 on the KD. Economy, Antonio with the better economy overall. And with, let's see. Morty had a better castle time by a good amount, but Antonio went imp faster and started a push. And then when Morty's push arrived, it died underneath Antonio's castle. So that's pretty much the story of that game.